Hey everybody, it's Kim Kristensen with eXp Realty. I am so excited to have you join me in today's forecast for the Utah housing market for 2022. I know that a lot of you guys are very interested in wanting to know what it looks like for this year. Some of you may be holding back to buy as well as sell because you don't know what's going to happen. Or what things are going to look like. We never do, right? So it's really good to be informative. I would recommend, if you have any other videos that you have came across about the 2022 housing market forecast, I would definitely listen to it, because you never know. It could be the same answer, it could be different, but then you can kind of utilize that for you to make the best decision and what you want to do. In this case, the first thing I want to bring up is that there is an American Dream Grant for first-time home buyer. This year, it is specifically for school district employees. So if you know anybody who is a school district employee who's looking to get a home for the first time this year, have them come talk to me. Let's apply for it. Let's get you into your home this year. You get $5,000 towards your home buying process. Isn't that great? If you are looking to do that, comment below, message me, call me, anything. I'm here for you. So let's get in with it. I will be showing a little bit below of what I see so that you can kind of decide whether you want to follow through or if you want to read on your own. But this is coming directly from Salt Lake Realtors, the Board of Realtors. Basically, to start with all of it, 2021 Utah housing market will be long remembered for its record-breaking price increases. Statewide housing prices increased by 27%, shattering the 43-year-old record of 20.1% set in 1978. Oh my gosh. Rising housing prices, two sides of a coin. This is all by James Wood. He is with Ivory Boyer Senior Fellow, KMC Gardner Policy Institute, David Eccles School of Business at the University of Utah. So the first thing is Utah housing prices prone to rapid acceleration. So 2021 Utah housing market will be long remembered for its record-breaking price increases. Statewide housing prices increased by 27%, shattering the 43-year-old record of 20.1% set in 1978. Record price increases were not confined to Wasatch Front counties. Nearly every county in the state saw record increases. 24 of Utah's 29 counties had double-digit gains. Undoubtedly, the year is bound to become a historical reference point, much like the Great Recession, a point in time when housing prices went seriously awry. For the Great Recession, it's a historic plunge in prices, 15 consecutive quarters of price declines, whereas for 2021, it's the historic price increase during the COVID-19 pandemic. There is the data showing in Utah is subject to a rapid acceleration in housing prices. In 1994 and again in 2006, the state led the country in housing price increases, and in 1978 was near the top. This year, 2021, Utah ranked second behind Idaho. As you can kind of see over there, year over quarterly percent increase in housing price index in Utah. It did drop down in 2008 all the way up until 2013, and that is due to the downfall that happened with the Great Recession. Now, not surprisingly, housing prices increased in Salt Lake metropolitan area, Salt Lake and Tooele County, also ranked among the highest of all major metropolitan areas. The Federal Housing Finance Agency tracks prices in the 100 largest metropolitan areas in the county. So from 1991 to the third quarter of 2021, prices in Salt Lake metropolitan area have increased by 601.9%, second behind Austin of 614.5%, and ahead of third-ranked Boise of 587%. Over the past 5 years, Salt Lake metropolitan area also ranked second with an increase in price of 84.6%. Insane. Oh my gosh. Not surprisingly, housing price increase in the Salt Lake metropolitan area also ranked among the highest of all major metropolitan area. All right, and let's keep going. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of scroll here. It says here, is the increase in housing prices slowing down? There's no sign yet of a slowdown. For the past 9 months, prices have consistently increased at over 20% when compared to the same month a year early. In December, prices were up 24.3%, just slightly below the largest gain of 26.7% in June. So, as everybody had kept questioning about this, does Utah have a housing bubble coming up in 2022? In the aftermath of the Great Recession, housing prices fell by 15.6%. This is the only instance in the past 75 years of housing history when price declines lasted more than a few consecutive quarters. There were 2 single-year declines during the 1950s, a single-year decline in the 1960s, and a few consecutive quarters in 1983 and 1987 and 1988. But the rare occurrence of falling prices over an extended period of 2008 to 2011, the bursting of Utah's only housing bubble set the stage for a long period of price acceleration. Certainly, the first few years of the current acceleration were a recouping of falling prices during the Great Recession and its aftermath. Had the 9 years of rising prices created the potential for a housing bubble? Utah's housing past, at least back to World War II, confirms the market has experienced only one housing bubble. Despite nation-leading price spikes in 1994 and 2006, every period of price decline, whether brief or prolonged from the 1950s to 2008 through 2011, has been associated with a weak or contracting labor market. From the historical data, it appears that a housing bubble with its extended price decline must be associated with a substantial loss in jobs. For Utah to experience a housing bubble in the near term, it would require a loss of jobs, an unlikely prospect in the next few years. Furthermore, Utah's only housing bubble occurred during the first U.S. financial crisis since the Great Depression. Financial crises are much rarer, more serious, and destructive than recessions. The 2008 financial crisis was precipitated in large part by loosened banking regulations, reckless lending practices, subprime loans, and risky financial innovations, mortgage-backed securities, and collateralized debt obligations, all of which led to a dangerously leveraged global financial market. These conditions were not present in 2021. By far, the most likely outcome for housing prices in Utah over the next 2 to 3 years is a period of price moderation similar to what occurred after price accelerations in the late 1970s and the mid-1990s. So as you can see, yellow lines in figure 3, an extended period of price declines created by a bursting bubble is very unlikely. It looks like we're just going to keep going up in prices. So, homeownership prospects for future generations. Utah is the only state since 1900 where the homeownership rate has never fallen below 60%. Homeownership rate is the percent of occupied housing units that are owner occupied. While the relentless rise in housing prices doesn't yet threaten this distinction, home ownership rates for future generations, given the dire trajectory of housing prices, are in jeopardy. What I want to let you guys know is that you may be getting a higher interest rate now. I would definitely go talk to your mortgage lender and see if they would be able to give you a new pre-approval if you haven't checked on it with them. It definitely will be pretty much a big change. If you don't have a lender or if you want to shop lenders, I do have 2 great, amazing lenders I work with personally, and they definitely can help you out. So message me in the comments below if you want contact information from them so that I can give to you. Other than that, the forecast of 2022, high prices, likely interest rate increases, listing shortages, and a lower rate of job growth will combine to hold sales in Salt Lake County to around 17,000 units in 2022. Although mortgage rates are expected to rise, the increase will be modest. The average rate for 2022, based on the forecast of 7 organizations, is 3.55%. The price momentum will trend lower, but another year of double-digit increase is likely. Count on a 10% to 12% increase, which will produce an additional $50 million in commissions. And finally, 2 sided of the price coin. Existing homeowners will benefit again from strong price increases, but home ownerships for future generations will become less likely producing greater inequality and diminished, oh my gosh, I can't read this last part, wealth for these households. So the price momentum will trend lower, but another year of double digits will increase is likely going to happen. So I hope that kind of helps you look at what you need to do. Me personally, I think that if you are looking to buy, I would definitely say buy now. I know it's hard because you have to put over 20 million offers, but if you work with the agent who knows the market, who has strategized in negotiating, then you want to work with them. I know everybody has a friend and family who knows a realtor, who knows probably multiple realtors. I mean, I myself know like 5 realtors, and they're awesome at what they do. And so with this market right now, you want to have someone who has knowledge of how the market is and will be able to use their skills and their experiences in helping you get what you deserve. If you're looking to buy, you would want to make sure that you have somebody who is strong in the field and is able to negotiate their way into the home for you. If you are looking to sell, I highly recommend selling because not only are you benefiting yourself, you're benefiting those buyers who are looking to buy. As you know, supplies are short in inventory. Lumber is actually pretty short as well. There's a high demand in lumber right now. So the cost to build new homes is getting higher and higher as well. So it makes time a lot shorter to get those new builds going. Sorry. Anyways, so if you're looking to sell, one thing that you want to definitely do is think about the equity that you're going to get. For instance, one thing that I liked personally is my personal story. When we had sold our first home and bought our second home, we bought a home, a single family home. It was just 1,300 square feet, 1 car garage, 1 driveway, 3 bedrooms, 1 3/4 bath. And it was a multi-level versus now my new home, 2 car garage, 2 driveways, 2-story home, 1,800 square feet, literally a total upgrade. We are paying the same amount as we are for our mortgage. Our interest rate was a lot higher back then versus now. And so we are making more monthly payments towards our principal. But again, monthly mortgage total with everything, we're paying the same amount. The only thing that we're paying a little bit more for is HOA because we decided to go into a townhome. Everything is the same. We still have a big, huge backyard. It's more shared, which is great for my kiddos because they want to have friends. So it's great to be able to play with all of the neighbor friends also. But we have so much more, and not only did we get so much more, it's a brand new home, well, not brand new, but new home than what we were in. And we had money left over for our wedding that we were able to have back in October. And we still have, leftover money for emergency purposes. So not only are you able to also use that money for a down payment for something newer or, something that you want to be in, you get to save money and still have leftover money and possibly be paying the same amount. So, that's just my personal story. You definitely want to talk to your lender to see what, your rates look like, as well as how much everything would be, including your down payment, to be able to tell you if your monthly payments are going to be pretty similar to what you were paying before. But I highly recommend to help the buyers out, including yourself. Help me, help you, help the buyers, help everybody. And I hope you consider working with me. It would be amazing to meet you and to be able to, spend my time to make sure that you get into the home that you get to get into and help you, get the most money out of your home and squeeze all of that out. I will definitely do the most that I can for you, the best that I can for you. And I appreciate you taking your time to listen to this. Most of it, again, of the 2022 forecast came directly from the Salt Lake Board of Realtors. So if you have any questions on there, you are more than welcome to call me, text me, or message me. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great night. See ya.